This is MSR TV6 15 Minutes News. In the headlines, 2 arrested for possession of firearm. Man injured while scavenging on dump site. Thursday night on the marina, open on low key. These stories with much more details coming up right after this.
MSR Cable TV, simply the best.
2 persons arrested for possession of firearm. Here is Inspector Ricardo Henson, police spokesperson, to elaborate more on this incident.
It was on Tuesday, February 4th, at approximately 11:45 a.m. when a police patrol was sent to the 128 King Boulevard, that's the road leading to Point Blanche, in the vicinity of the Sol gas station, where a report of a traffic accident had taken place between a motorcycle and a car. And the report also stated that the situation between the drivers and the rider of the motorcycle was getting out of hand, and it might have broken out into a fight, and that possibly a firearm was involved. But on the scene, when the patrol spoke to a witness of the accident, he stated that the motorcyclist, the guy riding the motorcycle, fell on the ground during the collision, and at which time a pistol fell from him. He picked up the pistol and he handed the pistol to another young man, and who took this pistol and he went and hid it in the neighborhood. The suspect, the one who picked up the pistol, is a 22-year-old male with the initials TM, and he was approached by the police officers, and he was questioned in regard to the incident, and he didn't hesitate. He immediately confessed that yes, he was in possession of a firearm, which he received from the gentleman riding a motorcycle. He's a 46-year-old man with initials GH, and he immediately showed the officers where he had hidden the gun, and in connection with that, he was arrested. The gun itself is an unlicensed pistol. It's a 9mm Beretta, which is a very popular gun that is used by the military and other organizations such as police and so on. And it was fully loaded. It had approximately 16 shots, one of which was in the barrel ready to shoot. And of course, both suspects was arrested and were brought to the police headquarters for questioning, and they are put in custody. They are still there for the investigation. So we are going to find out where this gun come from, who it belongs to, and who's responsible, what his intention was with this gun rally.
A scavenger was seriously injured and had to be hospitalized while scavenging on the dump on Pond Island. Again, here is Inspector Ricardo Henson to elaborate more.
We had an unfortunate incident shortly after this traffic accident and with issues with the gun. That was about 12:50 p.m. When patrols was directed to the dump or the landfill where we throw our garbage, where a man had been seriously injured. And on the scene, it was a 45-year-old man with the initials MR, who we found lying on the ground, and he was complaining of severe pain to his lower right leg and his right hip. He stated that while he was walking to the back or going to the rear of a garbage truck that was emptying its bin, those bin that slides on and off of the trucks, he for some reason he got stuck between the garbage and the bin, and the bin came and landed on top of his leg, breaking his lower right leg for sure, and injuring his hip, pinning him to the ground. Of course, he was removed by other persons that was there on the scene, and we waited until the ambulance came. They gave him first aid, and then they transport him to the St. Martin Medical Center, where he has been admitted for further treatment. Now, the question would be, what was he doing there? I'm sure that many people know that when you look through garbage, there's a lot of things that you can find that you can use. Maybe it's not useful to you anymore, but maybe to these people, they can become useful. So it's illegal what they're doing, but they do it anyhow. Security at those areas, yes, illegal. Of course it is. It's hazardous. It's hazardous to your health, and not only to your health, but to everybody's health. It's illegal, and what we do, the security at the area try their best to make sure that these people don't go through the garbage, but it's very difficult to control. So let's see what would happen in the near future to see if we can combat this time of illegal behavior.
The third edition of Thursday Night on the Marina kicked off on Thursday evening with speeches by President of the Merchants Association, the Prefet, MP Daniel Gibbs, Mr. Rene Arnell, and Mr. Wendell Cox. The official ribbon cutting was done by Jean Vanterpool Rogers, President of the Tourism Office, and she was assisted by Prefet Philip Chopin and President of the Marigot Merchants Association, ACM, Rene Matron. Although not many local Marigot and St. James residents were present at the opening, those who attended were seen to be enjoying themselves with the activities that was being performed. Many tourists and visitors were seen dining in the restaurants, and a live drum band and hot and spicy carnival troupe entertained the attendees. The crowd was wowed by the performance of Mr. Fantastic Acrobat. MSR TV6 spoke with President of the Tourist Office, Ms. Jean Vanterpool Rogers, and this is what she had to say.
Well, our aim is to encourage a lot of entertainment on the island. Once the tourists get here, they need to have something to do. We started with the Mardi de Grand Case. Now we're Thursday nights at the Marina, and soon Friday nights at the waterfront. So there'll be entertainment for everyone. That's the idea, to have everyone entertained, come out, enjoy the wonderful restaurants, because we have wonderful restaurants on this island. After all, we promote gastronomy, the capital of gastronomy in the Caribbean. So they can sample Grand Case, sample the Marina, and also local food on the waterfront.
MP Daniel Gibbs also gave his view on the opening and the situation with the economy.
It is always good for the economy when you provide some animation, especially when you know how the French side is dark when this is concerned. But at least we can give an A for effort. And as I heard in the speech, the Chamber of the Association of Merchant, who is I would say, the operator of this day. Maybe because of the weather, that challenge the population from coming out. There's not much people, but on the season, it is always interesting for the tourists to have this kind of animation. The president of the tourism office said that they would give their support to the event, which is good. When things are good, you have to say it. And I think that more and more, the spirit of what St. Martin was needs to come back. But it's not only with animation that we will create and provide, I would say, tourism on the French side. It's with a lot of accomplishment, especially on developing infrastructure to be able to bring in tourism, because animation is nice. Having the structure necessary to provide tourism is the key also.
President of Marigot Merchants Association also elaborated on the opening of Thursday Night on the Marina.
Alors ce soir, je pense que c'est une soirée tout à fait réussie pour le premier jeudi de l'année 2014, pour la bonne et simple raison, c'est qu'on est à la 3e année de jeudi de la Marina et qu'on a une demande forte de la part des restaurateurs. Et les restaurants, si vous regardez, ils sont tous pleins aujourd'hui. Les restaurateurs ont des tables réservées et je pense qu'on durera jusqu'au 20 mars.
Carnival 2014 will be kicking off on February 23rd. However, leading up to the official opening, FCDSM will have several pre-parade, one for Grand Case, which takes place on February 9th, and the other on February 16th, which is Sandy Ground, Marigot. Here is Luciana Raspil, General Secretary of FCDSM, to give more details on the entire carnival celebrations.
The official starting of the program of the carnival it's from the 23rd of February to 5th of March. But for 2 years we have been having pre-parades actually to get people in the mood of carnival before the official carnival starts. So the two we have this year, we have only 2 pre-parades, which will be in Grand Cas and in Sandy Grong and Marigot. And the first one is this coming Sunday, February 9, 2014, and it kicks off at 3 p.m. Well, for the pre-parades, we do not expect a lot of bands to be present. So we're going to have Locomotive, who are the drum band, actually, and also we're going to have Caution Band, who's actually from Grand Cas, who will be on the road also. We're expecting 6 troops, actually, to participate. But it's not the entire group. It's only a few members of the troupe who will be participating.
And on the 16th, we can expect the same for Grand Cas and Marigot.
Well, usually for the pre-parade Sandy Grong Marigot, which is the biggest pre-parade, all the troops who are taking part in Carnival wants to be there. So definitely we'll have all the troops who are participating in the parade present in Sandy Grong and Marigot. So that's actually the biggest pre-parade. Yes.
And what time? That kicks off at
3 o'clock as well.
And the participants, are they going to be wearing their carnival costumes, or are they just going to be dressed in?
Well, some of them like to reserve it save it for a surprise. You will have some like Locomotive and Hot and Spicy who tries to come out with their old costume. So usually we would have a little bit of feathers and everything in the streets for the pre-parades. But we hope that the other participants will make an effort this year and come out in costumes also for the pre-parades.
Okay, and then we have the 23rd of February, which is a children parade. How many troops do you have, and how tedious was it getting participants for this parade?
Well, this year I have to say that the participation is not as the same as last year, but we still have 6 troops actually who will be taking part in the children parade. This year I have to say that it was a little harder to convince the school, motivate them to come out, because usually they like to wait last minute actually to sign up, and that's kind of throw us back on our planning what we have to do. But this year the children parade is looking good, I have to say.
And before we go to the last, we have Juve Morning. We know several years ago there was confusion with the Juve
Yes,
Club.
yes.
How is that going, and how is security being worked on?
Well, like mentioned during the launching of the program, we had several meetings with the prefecture where we emphasize actually on security. We have to refer ourselves to what occurred for the Fish Day. So therefore, we have no choice but to reinforce security. We will have the gendarmes who will be present. They will not be parading, actually following the parade, but they will be at different intersections where we know that it gets a little complicated at those areas. So that this year we have a joint collaboration with the Police Territorial and the gendarmes this year. So definitely we can expect a tight security this year. Juve kicks off at 5 a.m. until 10 a.m.
How many bands are you expecting?
We're expecting, so far right now we have 2 confirmed. Yes. Last jump up. Lots of people are asking, why is it so early? It's not something that we can control. If the government asks for it to start at that time, we have no choice. But usually, to come back to what used to happen on the old days, Last Lap used to be a black and white parade. So we would like it to be like that. I know some will respect the dress code and some won't, but we want to have it as a parade. Although you are free to dress however you like, but it will definitely be a parade.
And that's at 2 p.m.
At 2 p.m. until where we do the normal route, and then we go back to the village.
And so far, Ms. SP, I know Carnival planning all of this could be tedious and headache. How is the sponsor going? How you think things are looking, and what were you thinking on for next year?
Well, sponsor is not always to our expectation, but I do have to commend those who came to us and is willing to give us that financial support so far. Next year, we're going to start back. We're going to start as soon as Carnival finish, because we see that when we don't take our time actually, but when we start looking for our sponsors in June, we kind of get negative answers. So as soon as Carnival finish, we're going to start back. As soon as it stops, we start back. All the preparations for Carnival and looking for our sponsors, because we would definitely like to have a little bit more support, financial support from the companies on the French side. Yes, we will see the fruit actually of all of our work since April.
This has been MSR TV6 15 Minutes News. We want to thank you for viewing. Until next time.